You versus Kate Jackson. Is this going to be a respect match, or is this going to be one of those where, you know, you've kind of not been a fan of hers, don't like her? Like, is there any heat in between you guys is what I'm asking?
Guys, you know I'm not like that.
Oh, okay.
This is never going to change. I've always been very, very professional. I respect, you know, pretty much every female fighters, and she's been there for a long time. To me, it's business. I'm going there to handle business, and I treat everybody the same way. I'm going there always very respectful, and never underestimate anyone, and I'm going to do my thing. Man, I feel like I've been waiting for this forever. It's been a very long year of negotiating contract and training and training and training. Nothing was going on. So I'm very impatient. I cannot wait for this fight. And especially this week, you know, when we cut weight, I'm just so grateful, so happy that I can finally fight at 125. And, you know, I feel strong, I feel healthy. I'm still cutting weight, but in a normal way. It's just so I can really focus on performing.
Well, that's perfect that you said that. And speaking of cutting weight, and speaking of your stablemates there, your teammates at American Top Team, you know, on the news recently, Joanna and Jacek came out saying she had a very tough weight cut. And obviously, you know, you, her, it's a problem that affects everybody in the sport. Do you, speaking to maybe her or other girls in the gym, do you have conversations about weight cutting? And do you try to mentor the girls into maybe not, you know, hurting their bodies? How do those conversations go, Val?
Well, definitely we had that talk a lot with Joanna, especially even the week before the fight, just before she left, how much it hurt her body, how much it affected us, even sometimes a month and 2 months after the fight, we're still paying the price for these weight cuts. It's so hard to explain. There's so many steps that are, it's not healthy, but at the same time, this is what we had to do, and I'm still kind of impressed of how good, because she's pretty much cutting the same amount of weight. Her body works, we have different body, but it works pretty much the same. We start training, we gain weight because we put muscle on, and then everything is a struggle of not putting too much muscle, going down in weight, and, you know, performing. And she's been doing so great. She always had a really good cardio going through those 5-round fights, but these weight cuts she's doing are brutal. People have no clue, because also her attitude is so positive. She always looks like she's good, she's strong. But look at her body. You can tell the girl is sucked up when she gets on the scale. I mean, even if she's smiling, there's nothing left. She's completely drained. And there's a price to pay. And also what's going on is, like, every time you do those weight cuts, the second time is harder. Your body knows. And sometimes, you know, what was working the first time is not working this time. It's like your body's protecting itself. You're not going to lose as much water as easy. And we kind of need to switch a couple of things. It's just, your body doesn't want to go through this. It's not healthy. And it just gets harder and harder. And I think this weight cut, for what I've heard, I wasn't there, but we have the same coach. Mike Brown was with me when I fought in Australia. So he saw her cutting weight for this fight, and he says it was a pretty similar weight cut. And we have no IV also to rehydrate. It's hard to have 24 hours so dehydrate. You just don't drink water and Pedialyte and everything's going to be fine. It's more than that, especially for your brain.
So flyweight is a division that's, you know, definitely being spotlighted here to close out 2017. And I wanted to ask you a very, very simple question. You know, how would you describe the straw weights? Or sorry, how would you describe the flyweights? We know that the straw weights fight at 115, and they seem to be a little bit faster and more agile. And then, of course, 35 and 45, you know, they pack a lot more punch. You know what I mean? Some great athletes, strong athletes there. Mm-hmm. How would you categorize what flyweights can maybe bring to the table that the other two can't, even though it's only 10 pounds difference?
I think you pretty much said it. I think it's going to be the perfect mix of both. Mm-hmm. Very athletic girl, fast, and still strong women, like we see at 135 and 145. So, and also, you know, seeing women fighting at their full capacity. There's so many great athletes, and even, I know, the Ultimate Fighter, I mean, it's the girls that get to the show, but there's so many other good female fighters at 125 right now that were not on the show. So every promotion, the more door you open, right now they're just going to champion it for Bellator. So all these girls that are around this weight class are super motivated right now. There's so many opportunities that they can find with big promotions and finally make money and live out of fighting. I think this is going to bloom.